this is gonna be a sad sight. I would show you the sound, but I don't want to get right in the tow truck driver's face. Oh, brake light's out too, good. I'll add that to the list. But basically you could hear the flex plate ticking away. In the last video, I think, which is this one, Cam and I were talking about how we thought it was either a flex plate or the catalytic converter. And basically, me and Cam took it to Trevor's house last night and we got it jacked up in the air, and basically the sound's coming from right where the engine and the transmission meet. So I'm pretty sure it's the flex plate. So basically the sound's coming from right where the engine and the transmission meet, right in there. So pretty suspect that it's not the cat, because if it was the cat would be right in the center, and it would be right kind of either under the bottom or kind of right about here under the cars where the cat sits. Pretty good, or sorry, I think it's okay to make an educated guess that it's probably the flex plate, but time will tell. Anyway, I'm gonna go drop the keys off inside and then we'll talk. Oh yeah, and the Celica is right in behind one of those doors. They're pretty busy and it's a working shop, so I'm not going to get in there and get in their noses, but trust me, the car is in there. It's in a similar state to what it was in this video. I'm on a real roll right now. I've been in your words. All right guys, so it's a couple days later, and so basically Trips was really busy that day. I couldn't get in to see the Celica and couldn't really stick around to see the Bonneville. I had places to be. So I got Cam and we brought out the Buick. Now the reason we have the Buick is because underneath, platform-wise, the Buick and the Bonneville are identical. And if you don't believe me, get a load of this engine bay. So everything's structural to these cars, like the shock tower braces, or the shock mounting points, where the doors clip on, the fenders and everything. It's all the H and G body platforms. I think the LeSabre was on it, the Bonneville was on it, the Cadillac DTS was on it, but it never had the 3800, it only had the North Star. And I think the Oldsmobile Aurora were on it. So there was the 4 cars that were on this chassis. But basically, the sound we were hearing from the Bonneville was coming from right down in here. The engine, that's hot. The engine's right here, the transmission's right there, and the flex plate sits right in there, and it was just like a metallic, kind of like that, not even. You heard it in the video, it's just this terrible metallic, banging sound, yeah?
Yeah.
So, anyway, it went to Trips. So a couple days later, they had it up in the shop. Today's Friday, I dropped it off on...
Monday?
Monday, yeah, Monday or Tuesday I dropped it off. They had a borescope camera up in it, and they're like, yeah, his flex plate's 100% screwed. So that's good. And again, so today's Friday, so today it was actually in the shop. The transmission should be out of it, or it should be at least on the hoist, ready to have the transmission dropped. Monday or Tuesday, the part should be in, so maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, I'll have it back again. But yeah, that also means that if you heard what I said early in the video, both of the cars are there right now. Actually, the Celica's there and the Bonneville's there. So the Celica we'll touch on in a second, but essentially the Bonneville's just there just for a flex plate. There's also another mod at the house that is going to be
undisclosed.
Yeah, it's undisclosed, but it's going to be great.
Yeah, depending on who you ask, it'd be great.
Yeah, so Sean, he'll like it. Deep down, he'll like it, but he'll never admit to that. But all I'm going to say is it's going to kind of hang out somewhere in that vicinity. Now let's talk about the Celica. The long and short of it is, it's fucked again. To make a long story less of a long story,
It's fucked.
that. But basically what it was is, I don't know if I made a video about it or not, but a few weeks back, I think it'd be about 2 weeks now, it was making a sound that made me think the throw-out bearing was going bad, which it only had 4,000 kilometers on it, and it was within 30 days of having it installed, so it was still under warranty. So I took it to Trips, and I said, okay, let's get the warranty from the manufacturer to get this replaced. They said, okay, all good. Ordered the parts, got them in, and then they found metal shavings in the transmission, which, less than ideal.
Not the greatest thing you want to find.
No,
in the transmission,
no.
To be honest with you, but.
And now if we flash back to fucking September, when the transmission was originally taken out for a rebuild, we're basically back to that point. Now the only difference is this time is the transmission's gone to a place called Mr. Transmission, which the one in Peterborough, I guess, everybody in town has suggested that that's where the transmission goes now. So it's there. It went there on Wednesday to start being rebuilt. And basically it was $1,500 to get my C60 rebuilt, or it was $1,400 shipped for a used C60 with like mid 100,000 kilometers on it, like 150 to 160,000 kilometers. And if you guys remember from whichever video I mentioned it in, up here, I have the Monkey Wrench Racing carbon synchros in my transmission, geese.
Coming in for landing.
Graceful. So anyway, it was going to be way more cost. Shut up. Okay, so basically it was going to be no more cost effective to get another one or just to rebuild mine. So made the decision just to get mine rebuilt, which as much as it's going to be expensive, it'll be really nice because it'll be a completely professional shop that will have rebuilt it with good synchros. So I am really excited for that. Just the bill's a little bit daunting. And of course, both the cars are down at the exact same time
as per usual.
Yeah, as per usual. Well, they go back and forth. Sometimes they don't like to totally screw me over, but
this time they did.
Yeah, I guess this time I deserved it. I don't know. I guess with exams around the corner, it kind of keeps me at the house, because we all know if I had the cars, I wouldn't be there. But
this bench is called Oliver.
Is it? Oliver the bench?
Oliver the bench.
That's
it's okay to not be okay.
that's I needed to hear that. No benches were harmed in the making of this video. Oh, he's getting a chainsaw out. Okay. But basically, to wrap this up, the Bonneville's getting a new flex plate. It should be done next week, hopefully, or in the next couple of videos and whenever this comes out. The Celica is getting a rebuilt transmission again, and then it should be back sometimes next week too, hopefully, which I am really excited to hopefully make a really cool video with the two of them out on the road at the same time. I think that would be really sweet. But yeah, we're back to square one on both the cars. So wish me luck, and we'll see what happens next.